Right. So QuickBooks Online, it is another version. This is actually you can buy as a service. What are software as a service? Feature according to that, you can purchase this. When you are paying for this now, all the previous versions you can pay and buy the entire software. But this QuickBooks Online, you have to pay annually or monthly, and you can use the online version of QuickBooks known as QuickBook Online. So difference is now when you are using those applications, let's say this year you think of buying QuickBooks, so you can buy the latest version QuickBook 2023. When you brought that QuickBook to your company, now after few years it will become old version. Now let's say after 5 years, now it is a one-time investment, but you know it will become old application after few years. The new features are not included. But online version is not like that. Always when you log into that, you will get the latest version, and whenever you need to stop, you can stop the application without paying more money, because you are paying a small amount monthly or annually when you use the online version. Other thing, it is a cloud-based version. Now, just like you log into Facebook, Instagram, like that, from anywhere, from the browser, you can log into your company and you can do your work. For example, in a work from home scenario, you can, in your home PC, you can log into your QuickBook company and you can do the transactions and all of that. So, yes, Sanjay, 30-day trial is enough for our work, right? So, later I will come to that crack thing and I will show you how to crack, then we'll try. So, even to you, if you're interested, you can create this QuickBook Online company by logging into, by searching Google saying QuickBooks Online, and you can provide your email and you can register. It is sometimes they will give 90-day trial, sometimes they will give 30-day trial periods to try the software. All the features that we are talking today is included in the online version also. I mean, account creation, like that, things are available. Now, if you look at the software release, every year they will be releasing a version, right? I haven't seen this year 2023 version, I haven't seen yet, but every year they are producing their application and they will do 3 types. This enterprise, premium and pro versions they will be releasing just like this, right? So enterprise version normally they will call enterprise 8, enterprise 9, like that. In 2014 they release enterprise 14, right? Align with that, they release QuickBook Premier 2014 and QuickBooks Pro 2014. That's how they release. So then not required to remember this, just for your knowledge. So every year they will be releasing such a version. Now currently I have given you QuickBooks Enterprise 21 and QuickBooks 2010 version. So these are the requirements, right? Now QuickBook 2021 version, to install the package you need 4 GB of RAM. Now in some laptops, sometimes you might have this knowledge, in some computers it has shared VGA feature, which means you have a 4 GB RAM, but some amount from the RAM is allocated for the VGA memory, video memory product RAM memory shared vela thiyena. In that case you can't install, right? If you have a separate VGA card with a 4 GB RAM, then you can try with QuickBook 2021. But when you are working, sometimes it might get interrupted. Sometimes it might get stuck, right? And also 2.5 GB of hard disk space required. Nowadays you have that space, I believe. And then there is additional software known as Microsoft .NET 4.7. Have you ever heard about that? කලින් අහලා තියෙනවද ඒක? .NET framework? No. Right. So .NET framework means it is some kind of a platform that we use in our computer to run the applications. Just like infrastructure. There is kind of a platform known as .NET framework, right? With I think some of you might know. Actually, this is a basic thing. So you have Windows versions. What are Windows versions? So with every Windows version, Microsoft is sending a .NET version. For example, when you install Windows 7 operating system, you will get .NET Framework 3.5. Okay, .NET Framework 3.5 කියන එක තමයි. Right? Now in my PC I'm using Windows 11. With that, I think with Windows 11 I have 4.507 .NET Framework. So you can check that by moving into a start menu, Windows menu එකට ගිහින් so come to start menu and just go to add remove programs. In add remove programs, right. When you go to add remove programs, here you have option turn Windows features on or off කියලා option එකක් තියෙනවා. There is option known as turn Windows features on or off. From that you can check the .NET framework version. Right. So why I am telling this now, here in my PC I have .NET framework 4.8. Right. This is my framework available here. If you are willing to start QuickBooks 2010 or QuickBooks 2010 එක install කරනවා නම් 3.5 .NET framework 3.5 version required. අන්නේ version එක තියෙන්න ඕනි. For example, in my PC it is included. Right? මගේ එකේ නම් මම දාගෙන තියෙනවා. Now if you are using Windows 11 or Windows 10 or maybe Windows 8 or maybe 8.1, then you require to install .NET Framework 3.5 in order to use the QuickBooks 2010 application. Hope you are getting what I am saying. Right? Now, some of you, I think one of our today session, one of our students has asked, send me an image saying that is unable to install the QuickBook in the laptop. Right? Ruhayman, right? Ruhayman, that is the reason in your computer, I believe you don't have .NET Framework 3.5. So case is now, if you have a pirated version of Windows, then it is difficult to install the .NET Framework 3.5. Anyway, you bring the laptop, we'll try to install, right? If it is not successful, then we have to go to 2021 version, because QuickBooks 2010 actually designed to use in Windows 7. Therefore, you need that .NET framework which comes from Windows 7. need to be installed if you are using a newer version of Windows. Right? So
Okay.
that is the thing
Okay.
that, okay, did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay, that is the reason. So please now if you have, I think you have seen where the place to check the .NET Framework version. So go to add remove programs and click on turn Windows features on off, and from there you can see that. From their
Okay.
Microsoft website, you can download and install 3.5. But at the time of downloading, Microsoft always very keen about their original license. So therefore, they will check the license at the time of installation. But if you are using a pirated copy, then sometimes your computer operating system might will become unusable. use කරන්න බැරි වෙයි සමහර විට ඔයා දැන් දන්නේ නැතුව ඒක ඉන්ස්ටෝල් කරන්න යන්න එපා. මොකද pirated copy එකක් use කරනවා නම් එතකොට ඔයාගේ සමහර features Windows Microsoft එකෙන් disable කරලා දානවා ඒ වෙලාවට. Right? That is their tricks, right, to check their license. Now, that is what I need to explain. I think most of your problems are solved now. දැන් ඔයා විතරක් කිව්වට ගොඩක් අය ඇති ඔහොම ඉන්ස්ටෝල් කරගෙන බැරි සමහර අය ඇති. Now 2010 version එකේ නම් 512 MB is minimum, 1 GB recommended. That's how their website says, but I think 2 GB තිබ්බනම් it would be fine. You can work with that. Right. Okay, so then these are the features of QuickBooks. So you can track your income expenses, and also you can send customized receipts, invoices, purchase orders, and also you can connect to your bank, and you can track your sales, multi-currency feature, recurring transactions. You can create projects like that. Lot of features are included. Now in these 3 weeks, we will see how to work with those features. Right? Now, next thing I will, now I am not going to show you both applications. I will show you how to install this QuickBook 2010 version. I will go through that in few minutes. Right? So later you can try. Sometimes now parallel if you are unable to install them, but even later in a free time you better install. Right? Right. So this is the application. This is the screen. When you download the package, you will get these files: QuickBook Pro setup file and the serial file. These two files you will get when you download my software package. So then double click on QuickBooks Pro 2010. Then after few seconds you will see a screen. Double click karbo gama it won't come instantly, so you have to wait few seconds. Right, you have to wait few seconds depending on your computer memory. Now this screen will come. Then click on next. It will extract the required files. Right, you have to sit back and watch the process. Next kara and wait and see. Then mark I accept the license agreement. Mark this I accept the license agreement. Then click next. And now select this express installation. Select the express installation. And with the custom, you can remove some features and install, but I recommend to install this. Now here you have to provide the serial number. So serial numbers are given in a separate text file. With the installation, you can get. Now this is the number. Number. So, but when you are installing it for the first time, and then click next. And now click on install. Now click on install. Take some time to install. Now this is the .NET Framework 3.5, so you can search and download if you don't have it. Right. Now after installing, this is how it looks like. Right. After opening it, right? Now next part, I will show you how to how to crack the software. Right. With that installation, you can use this software for 30 days. After 30 days time, it will not work. It will continuously asking for a activation code. Right. To bypass that, you need to install this crack. But before you install, please now after downloading the file, please remove the virus guard protection. Not required to uninstall. Simply you can pause the protection. Right, you can click on the notification area on this corner and right click your virus guard icon and pause the protection.
Sir?
Yes.
So how to stop the Windows Defender system?
No, stop in the sense that now Windows Defender icon would be there. Now in my PC, I have the reset virus guard. So right click on it in your notification area in the Windows Defender icon. You have to right click and you can pause the protection. Right? That depends on the application. The set I can't show you how to do here. So, but when you right click on that icon, you will get that option to pause the protection.
Sir, when I download the IDM manager, doesn't download the cracked one.
Yeah, because it is a crack file, then sometimes because of those protections, it won't allow you to download. So then now you have to find a way to do that. For example, from your mobile phone, you can download and then you can copy it to your computer. So like that's in some other way, you have to get the file into your computer.
So I have tried that method, but it says there is no appropriate app to open it.
No, it happens because I think your file has renamed or something has happened. You can check the file name. File name should end up with exe.
Yeah, exe. It says executable files.
Yeah, to open the exe file, you don't need to have a application because it is, it is open without, you don't require any application to open that. It will open, right? You can right click that file and try by opening the file. And I will show you here how to open the cracked file. Now this is the cracked file. So double click and it will open like this, right? If it is not opening, then something wrong with the file name or something. Right now, when you open it, now look at here. This QuickBook crack should end up with exe. It is an application. It won't need any other third-party application to open because it is an application. When you double click, it has to open itself. This is the window you are getting when you open it, right? Then you have to click on go button. Go button click around, then some process will go on, and then you will see another window. From this window, there is a number. This number you need to copy and paste to QuickBooks. Right? Copy that number, that 999930 number, copy it and open QuickBooks. Right?
Sir?
Yes.
So I have typed that code, but it says unvalid register number.
No, you cannot just type the code. You have to run the crack file.
Okay.
Right, there is certain process that to happen that you need to run in the sense you have to double click the crack file and you have to get it to open and you have to click on go button. Right now, if it is not opening, now when you have free time, come to AAD, will be able to help you. Anyway, you can use it for 30 days. Then once you install the package, you can use it for 30 days. If you are going further, then you need to crack. Right, for 30 days now, to do these things, you can use the file. Okay, now let's see how to create a company in QuickBooks. So open QuickBooks package. Now I think sometimes you might not able to install now. Don't worry. We'll see the today's lesson, and then in the coming week we'll install the package. Right. So sometimes when you open QuickBooks for the first time, you will get a message like this, say install later. So this is the very first screen you are getting. Now, in my computer, I have some existing files. You can see that the sample company, Intel Corporation, those are some of the existing files that I have. So by clicking on create, you can create the new company. And the middle button, it is to open existing companies, and in the corner you have the sample company. So today we create a new company and click on create a new company. Right. So when you are starting this wizard of company creation, two choices are there: start interview and skip interview. I will tell you what is the difference. Now, if you go ahead with the start interview, then QuickBook is thinking you are a very beginner, and then you have to use one of their account lists that they are providing. Yala dene account list එක තමයි use කරන්න වෙන්නේ, because according to your company type, QB will give you a list of accounts. If you go ahead with start interview, you have to use that. But today I'm thinking of doing some account creation. මම accounts හදන්නත් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. Therefore, please use this skip interview option. Right? Skip interview කියන option එක අපි use කරමු. Meantime, on the left side, you can see the interview progress. Now click on skip interview. You can see now you went half through the interview progress. In this screen, you need to write your company details. Write your company details. Now these details are given in the the note in the email. I attach a PDF file. In that note, come to the page number 11 of that note. So you have a company called Visual Display. So let's create that Visual Display. Private Limited. And then legal name, same thing, same name. Now come to street address. So you can write down the street address 173 Gold Road, Colombo 4. Colombo 4. Then city and then country. So you can select other as the country. Then write email ID and the website. Now these are optional things, even you can skip that. So you can fill that with info@visual.com and www. Then click next. In this screen, you need to select the way your company is organized. So sole proprietorship means a company that owned by a single person. Then you can choose partnership option also there for partnership type of a company. Then corporations is a business with more shareholders, right? And also companies that pass the tax liability to the shareholders known as S corporations. And also you have non-profit organization. To select this non-profit option for non-profit organizations. And also finally there's a general type known as other non, right? Right, select other non and again click on next. Then you need to select the financial year. So let's choose April. Let's choose April. Now when you selected April, your financially are going to be from 1st of April 2022 to 31st March 2023. That's how it goes when you selected April, right? Then click next. And here in the next screen, you need to select your account list. So that is what I said previously. If you go ahead with the start interview feature, then you have to go ahead with one of these lists. But as we said, skip interview, there is a one more option known as other none. Make a pahalama thina option ekak other none. With this other none option, you can create your company without the accounts. You can see that on the right side, none of the accounts are coming. But if you selected any other business type, you will get list of accounts. What account list එකක් එනවා අනිත් හැම type එකකදීම. Right, with every other type you will get list of accounts, but with the other none you don't get any accounts. Only few accounts would be there, but not accounts like these types, right? So let's take other none and click next. Click next. Now you're about to create the company file. So click next. Now in your PC, right now, sorry about that interruption. Now select a place in your PC. Now I'm going to create a folder saying January 2022-23, and I'm going to open that. And this is my file name, Visual Display Private Limited, and end up with QBW, which means QuickBook Workstation. So let's save. Right. Now your company file is creating. It takes only few seconds. Right. Now finish. Now you are ready to use QuickBooks. Okay. Now if you look at the QuickBook interface, so right on the top you have your company name, Visual Display Private Limited, and then you have a menu. Metra menu ekak tiyena, right? Because now those who learn computing in 90s, they like to work with the menu, so that's why still they are sending a menu. Then you have some nice buttons, right? So every part, every module here in QuickBooks is called as center. Now it says customer center, vendor center, employee center, like that. Certain areas are there. Then after that, standard buttons, you will see something called home. What we know, home something called home, right? So home mean it is kind of a small window using escape key. Keyboard escape press karana. With the escape key, that home page you can remove and you can keep your screen blank. To get it back again, you can click on home. I home you can click that. So in the home screen, you can see with the white color outlining now it has divided to several sections. Initially, you have vendor section. It has some vendor related transactions. Then customer sent. In this custom area, you have customer related transactions. Finally, right at the bottom, you have this employee area. On the right side, company and banking areas are there. Right. In this screen with the arrows, these transactions are described. Now, even for someone who doesn't have a proper knowledge about the transactions and the process of a company, they can still understand what's going on here by referring these arrows and these transaction icons. See, now initially what you do is to a vendor, if you are purchasing something from a vendor, you can buy it by passing a bill, right? Then if you didn't pay it at that time, එවිල සල්ලි ගෙව්වේ නැත්නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? You need to pay it later on. So that is why using the arrows it says enter bills and pay bills. In the custom area also, now initially before, now when a customer answer for the pricing, what you do? You have to prepare an estimate and you have to send to the customer. Right. Now today, first of all, we'll discuss about chart of accounts. So come to the right side and click on chart of accounts. Now in your company, I think so far things are clear for you. Now don't be shy. If you have any question, no matter, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can send me a private message to the chat even. If you have any doubt, then I can explain. Right. Now in your company, actually this chart of accounts is like the backbone of your company. Not only in QuickBooks, in every accounting package, everything lie on this chart of accounts. So therefore, when you are preparing chart of accounts, you have to be very careful about the account type, right? Account type එක ගැන අපි හරිම කල්පනායෙන් බලන්න ඕනේ. You have to be very careful about the account type. Now let me show you how to create these accounts. Now first of all, we'll open chart of accounts. Now currently, even though you say no accounts, you have four accounts are here. Api no accounts option again, even though we continue with the no accounts option, now we have 4 accounts. Don't worry, these are must have accounts. May අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම තියෙන්න ඕනේ accounts. So therefore, let's continue with these 4 accounts. Now to create a new account, you should come to the account button. It's on the corner and come to new. Come to the accounts button. Right, come to new. Let's look at the first account. Account. It is a bank account. It's a bank account. Let me open the book. Was not. Right, so this is the first account. So it is a bank account. Now, before you type the account name, you have to select the account type. Right, so that's why I say account type is much important. So therefore, now QuickBooks is compared to the Tally and Maya. QB is a very much user-friendly application. Now, sometimes for a new user, you might not remember to select the account type. So therefore, they will be asking the account type first before you continue with the name. It asks for the account type first. Right. So select the bank type and continue. Now, if now let's say now I believe now every student is a accounting professional, but let's say entrepreneur or maybe some businessman is using this, so he can select the bank account type and he can get an explanation here. See, create such account to handle your petty cash, checking, savings, and other money market transaction. And by clicking on more, you can have a more explanation. Now, sometimes if you don't have an idea about the fixed asset, you can go ahead with this help. It says fixed assets mean your building, land, machineries, and vehicles like that. You can have a explanation about the account type further. Now I selected bank and say continue. Say continue. Say continue. Now write the name Hatton National Bank. Hatton National Bank. Hatton National Bank. Right. Then description, real bank account number, like that. Some other options are there to be filled. So come to enter opening balances. Come to enter opening balances. So there is a balance of 850,000. So you can enter the balance 850,000 and write the statement date. Now, as I said, now I selected the financially starting from April. So therefore, according to the current date and time, then today is 29th January. No? Accordingly, your financially starting from 1st of April 2022 to 31st March 2023. Therefore, you need to select the statement date 1st of April 2022, which means your starting day of your company, you have to select as it is opening balance. Right, so like that, using the calendar, you can select. Now, when you are confirming this, when you are going to save this, you can say save and close, or maybe you can say save and new. Save and new will remain your screen, right? If you say save and close, your screen going to be closed and you have to get it back up. So Sanjay send me a message. Yeah, bank name at National Bank, and then some other details are there like description and your real bank account number at National Bank. These things you can enter. Then Sanjay, what I said, I went to enter opening balances, and then I entered the value 850,000, and I entered the first day of the financial year. It is 1st of April 2022. That is to enter the value as a right. Now say okay. When you are saving this, you will receive another message, right? Now, when you are receiving a message, always try to understand the message. Now, looking at this symbol, this is you have several symbols. Now, this is kind of a warning symbol, right? If you are getting a message with the red color cross symbol, which means it is a kind of a fatal error, but this is not that sort of error. This is just a kind of a warning message. What is the warning? This transaction is 90 days old, more than 90 days old. Right. For the time being, say yes. Yeah, the Tarendu asked a question now. If you wanted to enter it at the middle of the financial year, for example, now sometimes you will split the company. I think Tarendu is asking that sort of a question. Now, sometimes for your financial reporting, you might split your company. For example, from 1st of September to 31st December. Like that, quarterly, sometimes you will enter the balances. If that is the case, you can enter the dates accordingly. What I am 1st of September date use it's not a problem, right? But in this example, I am using 1st of April 2022 as my starting day of my company. So therefore, as it is, I entered the values from 1st of April 2022. I entered the values, right? According to a requirement, you can enter the dates. Doesn't matter, right? Even with any other day, you can enter. First of May, it's not a problem, right? But when you are getting the trial balance, for example, now according to this company, if I want to get the opening balances in a report, I have to take a trial balance and I have to take it as of 1st of April 2022. ඉතින් වෙන දවසක් දාලා තිබ්බොත් if you use a middle date, then those balances are not coming into the trial balance when you generate it for 1st of April. Okay, so next one, Ceylon Bank. But before we go to Ceylon Bank, I will show you how to come out from that message. Second one, before we go to the second one, I will show you how to ignore that message, because with every transaction you will receive this message. 90 days past කියන message. So come to edit preferences. Come to edit preferences. So edit preferences is like the settings of your mobile phone, like that. In QuickBooks, this place we use to change the settings of the company. So come to the accounting. Several colorful icons are there. Come to accounting tab. Now, even with enterprise version, you can go to edit preferences, and there is slight difference in the icons and some names here, but this option is available under the accounting. So come to accounting. Come to accounting and click on company preferences. There are two types of preferences: my preferences and company preferences. So company preferences are wide for, it's applicable for every user of the company. Now, in QuickBooks, you can use the multi-user feature. Now, when multi-user is used, these my preferences are only applicable for the current user. Right? If you do any change to the company preferences, it is applicable for the entire company, which means for all the users. Right? If I describe more now, even in your computer, in your personal computer, you can have multiple users. Right? If you change the date, So unmark warn if transactions are 90 days past. And also there is another feature, warn if transactions are 30 days future. So why these features are there? Because now you know, now this is a new year. Now when a new year comes, still we are typing 2022 sometimes. When you are writing transactions, when you are entering transactions, sometimes once the 2023 arrived, but when you are typing speedily, you might say 2022. So those errors will notify when you have such an option. මේ වගේ options තියෙනකොට දැන් හදිසියව වැරදීමකින් date එකක් type කරනවා නම් it will notify when you have this. Otherwise mistakenly you will enter the transactions with old dates. That is why these features are there. But to enter the transactions as per our requirement, I am unchecking this and ignoring that message. So after unchecking this, you can say okay and confirm. And also meantime, now if someone need to use the account numbers, some of us really like to work with account numbers rather than the account names. Then account number option also there, you can mark and get the account numbers here. Right? But I'm not going to activate that, but if you like to activate, you can take the account numbering option also. Right? Say okay. Now you can continue with the next one. Ceylon Bank. Now here it is in the credit side. Make it the credit side. Right, so now normally bank should have a debit balance, but here is a special occasion like something like an overdraft or something, so you have to enter it in the credit side. To do that, you have to use the minus symbol. Right, Ceylon Bank, come to the end opening balances and use minus symbol and then say 750,000. Enter the date.
Sir.
Yes.
So that Hatton Bank HNB one, we have to save and close, no?
Yes, yes. Save it. Now we are in the next one, Ceylon Bank. Right, say minus 750,000. And now another thing, when you are writing the date, you can write the date like this without having any separator or comma slash noda. Directly you can say 0104/2022. With this also you can take the date, then say okay. Okay. Right, say okay. Now only for debit nature accounts, for example, now Ceylon is a bank, the nature of the account is a debit account. When that's kind of account come up with the credit balances, only you have to use the minus symbol. Right, there are another two occasions. Fixed asset accounts, there are two fixed asset accounts with the credit balances, so then you have to use the minus symbol. But for the liability type accounts, HNB loan, Ceylon loan, these are actually credit nature accounts, liability accounts. Then you don't need to enter the minus symbol here in these accounts. Only for the accounts with this asterisk symbol, you have to use the minus symbol when you're entering the balances. Right, say save and new. Save and new. Save and new. Next one, trade debtors account. So remember to change the type to account receivable. Remember to change the type to account receivable. Write the name trade debtors. Now you will notice that in this trade debtors account, you have a balance to enter, but you don't have a place to enter the value. Why is that? ඇයි මෙතන place එකක් නැත්තේ? You don't have a place to enter the value. So how to create the value then? මේ value එක කොහොමද අපි ගන්නෙ? At the time you create the debtors, right? This 200,000 will come from the debtors values. These are the debtors. I will be creating them after the account creation. Then total balance of debtors automatically linked with that account. That is how the balance creating for this trade debtors account, right? So therefore remember, you don't require to enter the value. Make a value එක දාන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. You don't require to enter the value. Later when you create the debtors, that value comes as the total value of the trade debtors account. So therefore we don't need to enter any balances for this. Actually you don't have a place to enter also. Say save and new. Next one, fixed assets. Select the type fixed assets. Fixed asset. Type the account name. Compute. Computer, go to enter opening balances and write the value 350,000. Now you can continue with this. As of 1st of April 2022, click save and new. Next one, motor vehicle. Motor vehicles. Go to enter opening balances and 1.5 million. Be careful about the zeros. Very good zero. Then what's going to happen? If you entered with additional zeros, then sometimes your accounts are not going to balance it, right? So be careful when you are writing 1.5 million. Say save and new. Next one again, in the depreciation of computers and motor vehicles, both values are in the credit side, so you need to enter with the minus symbol. Depreciation of computers. Come to enter opening balance. minus 75,000. Say okay. Say when. Next one, depreciation of.
The date is wrong, right?
Yes.
Depreciation computer date is wrong.
In your views, is it? I didn't get you. You mean the transaction date?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Then right. Then you have to find the transaction and change the date. Let me finish this current account and I will show you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Depreciation of motor vehicles. Quickly, I will finish it off and show you. This depreciation account again minus 120,000. Now, if you done a mistake, as he asked, if you done a mistake in the transaction date, you have to get back to the account list. Close karala, previous window, you have to close the previous window and get this account list, and then right click and say find transaction. This one. Select the account which you need to change. For change karana or account select karana, select the account and then click find transaction. Then another window comes. In that again say find. I take a find here. Again click on find and then you will get the transaction method transaction. So double click and open it, or else you can say go to. Now you can change the date. You can see the date on the top left side. From that you can change the date, right? So this account opening balances, actually it is kind of a one-time entry. For the second time you can't change from the account itself. You have to find the transaction and you have to get it open like this. Okay, open karla change karaganno. Say same way to change the value also. Now for example, say instead of 75,000, if you put 750,000, to remove that additional zero, you have to come to this place.
Okay.
Right. So going back to the account list, and I was just created the depreciation account, and then next one, in the next account, we have to be very careful. You have to be very careful because it is a stock account. It is the stock account. Just give me a minute. Right. Go to other account types and from that take other current assets. Now this stock account mean it is highlighted. It was highlighted for a reason because this 50,000 do not enter now. 50,000 only create the account. Why? Now you know the reason. Just like the debtors account. Now stock account we use to manage our inventory balances. So later when you are creating these items, there is a place to enter the individual balances for each item. That total 50,000 comes as the total balance of your stock account, right? Okay. Because you have to be very careful because in other occasions, in the trade debtors, you don't have the place to enter the value, but here in stock account, you have a place to enter the balance. You can enter the value. Right? So therefore, remember not to enter the value. Values just create the account and say save value. Now say mistakenly you entered 50,000, that's what going to happen. Then your inventory value, the real item value will be 50,000, but in your trial balance, it shows inventory asset value of 100,000. Why? Because you entered here also, and from items also you are getting another 50,000. So double balance up in trial balance, but real actual item value is 50,000. Let's say continue. Let's say save and new. Next one. Yes.
Sir, do you have to type account name?
Yeah. Stock account name you write and say save and new. I already saved it. Only the account. Hurry. Type of the account, other current assets. Huh? Do not enter the balance. Highlight karla those are the 3 occasions that you don't need to enter the value. Value in those highlighted entries. Next one. Prepayment advances. Type of the account, same type, other current assets, name of the account, prepayment advances. Go to enter opening balances and say 40,000. Say save and new. Now those who are doing fast, whatever the last account, retained earnings account, last account, don't create the last. Right. Next one, change the type to account payable. Name creditors. Name creditors. Make it here also. Do not enter the value. Say save and new. Save and new. Creditors account. Next one, accruals. So accruals account, again you have to change the type to other current liabilities. Other current liability. Name of the account accruals. come to enter opening balances, and there is a balance of 50,000. Say save and new. Next one, HNB loan, same type, HNB loan. Other current liability is the type. Name HNB loan, 100,000 rupees. Save and new. Then change to long-term liability. Salon loan. Salon loan, 100,000. Sorry, 250,000. 250,000. Say save and new. Then change the type to equity. Equity. Name of the account, share capital. Share capital. Value 875,000. Say save and close with that entry. Now last account I said no, not to create because it is already here. Account එක මෙතන තියෙන නිසායි මම හදන්න එපා කිව්වේ. Here you already have that account. So to enter the value, මේක value එක දාගන්න එපා. We need to enter the value. So right click the account and say edit account. Return earnings account, right click and say edit account. Edit account. So enter the amount 645,000 as of 1st of April 2022. Now with that entry, my account entries are done. You can see all these values. Remember now this return earning value you can't see here. I already entered, but you can't see it here. So let's go to reports. From reports, you can take a trial balance. From reports, you can take a trial balance. Come to reports, accountant and taxes, trial balance. Now with that, you can see the current values. So you can change this date.
Sir,
Yes,
so after reports what?
accountant and taxes,
Okay.
trial balance. Right. So you can check these values with my one. Right. If you are finding any error, you can go to the account list and say find transaction and do the corrections. Right. First you look at the bottom line, and then if you find any changes, check with my accounts, and now you can do if you need to be changed. Okay, so then moving to the next part, creating debtors. Now data creation is very easy. Come to customers center by clicking on customer button. To create the new customer, come to the left top corner, select new customer, and again select new customer.
Sir, can you repeat again?
Go to customer center, then you will get this window. Wait, I will show you where to get it. Click on customers, this button, and then in the top left corner, new customer button is there. Again, come to new customer. So this is the place to create the customer profiles. Now, time to time, you will receive messages like this. Now, what this saying is about a new feature where you can copy list from a Excel to QuickBooks. So you can say, do not display this in future, and say, okay. Right. So then you will see a small window. Now you can write the customer name, balance, and the as of date. So first one, Singer company. Write the customer name, Singer. Then balance 42,000. Then as of date 01/04/22. Click next. Now this is where you enter the name and the balance, but addition to that you can write the now Singer company is the customer. Let's say for example the real name is the person, the customer you deal with name is let's say Neil Pereira. So Neil Pereira's real company name you can write down in the address info, and also title, first name, last name, then contact details. Like the lot of details can be filled out here. Now for the sample I am going to fill some details. In sample එකේදී මම පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයාලට පෙන්නන්න details ටිකක් fill කරලා title I say Mr. Then his phone number, and several addresses can be maintained. Go to edit, and this is the address of Neil Pereira. And also several shipping addresses you can maintain. Say add new. This is the shipping address one. So like that, several addresses. By saying add new, you can add another address. Like that, you can maintain several addresses. In additional info, you can categorize this customer. You can categorize this customer. Retail customer or a wholesale customer, or maybe now, let's say that for double AD, right? For the AD business school, we require our customers mean our students. So when we are registering a student, when we are creating a student profile, let's say we are using QuickBooks, and if we are when we are using it, I need to create a customer type called AD registered. AD registered student can previous student. So I can create such a type and I can attach, I can select AD registered. Next one, terms. So some given name terms are there, right? So you have two methods, date driven method also available, and the from add new, this is the standard method, and there is another date driven method. Otherwise you can use these given terms. Now 1%, 10 net 30 mean if the customer pay, now a customer come up with this term, if he pay within the first 10 days of the invoice, he will receive extra 1% discount. However, this credit payment need to be completed within the 30 days. 1% හම්බෙන්නේ within 10 days pay කරොත් ඒ නැතත් 30 days වලින් ඔයා pay කරන්න ඕන. That is the term. From add new, you can add new terms. You can say net due in 5 days, for example. Discount 1% if pay within 2 days. Like that, you can create the terms. Date driven mean, now usually for the monthly bills වගේ වට අපිට මේක use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Net due before the, for example, 10th day of the month, right? Discount එකක් දෙනවා අපි if we pay before 15th day of the month. Like that we can give, it is actually for the day of the month, not the number of days. We are considering the day, 10th day, 15th day, 20th day, likewise day of the month. I will select one of these terms. Now these are optional. අපි අනිත් entries කරද්දී අපි අනිත් customers හදද්දී when we are creating the other customers, I am not going to select, but just for the first one I am selecting. Then sales rep. From add new, you can create a sales rep. Let's say name of the salesperson Senuri. You can quick add as our employee, right? Say okay. So there is a short code design in S. Short code, we can select sales rep Senuri. Then preferred send method. Now after doing a transaction, those bills and receipts, you can select whether customer is comfortable with email. You can go ahead with the email. Otherwise you can select mail, and you can send physically, you can send a hard copy of your invoice through the post. Now for institute like AAD, sometimes we require some additional fields. So then what you can do, you can create a custom field. In the newer version also this feature is available. Now you can create a custom field from defined fields. Now let's say AAD registration number. You can write AAD registration number. Now අපි හිතන්නකෝ අපි courses කරනකොට join date එක අපිට ඕනේ. You can create a field join date. Like that, required fields. Now in addition to the fields given in QuickBooks, sometimes with the customers and suppliers you need to have some additional fields. So then you can select, you can create from defined fields, and you have to select whether it is applicable for the customers. Do you need it to be applicable for the vendors? අවශ්‍ය නම් මේව mark කරන්න පුළුවන්. Otherwise you can keep it unmarked. Now say okay. Right, say okay. Okay, now this is how customer profile is appearing here. Now this 42,000 opening balance, it comes as an invoice and it will credit to the trade debtors account. You can see 42,000 is here. Right, now we'll continue with the other customers. So you can come to the new customer. You can come to the new customer. New customer. Second one, Samuel and Sons. Amount 58,000. Now you can continue them. I okay karan on and not required to say okay and go back. Say next. Next click karana, then you can see Samuel now is created. Samuel create pela thina. Next one, Phoenix. $35,000. Next one, Recon Private Limited. Recon Private Limited, 35,000. 35,000. 5,000. 1st of April 2022. Say next again. Next one, Rajabdeen and Sons. $27,000. 1 kg crude. In the last entry, you can say okay. Now you could see all the entries are done. So from the reports, by getting sales by customer, or maybe no, come to customer and receivables, and let's take aging summary or detailed report. In the detailed report, you will get more details like transaction number, dates, and all of that. In the summary, you will just have a summary. Come here, give it summary. So total amount 200,000. Now this value will link with the trade debtors account.
Sir,
Yes.
so how to take that summary?
Go to reports, customer and receivables, and select AR aging summary.
Sir, reports, then after that?
Customer and receivables. Okay. Similar way, you can enter the vendors also, but for this vendor entry, I will do a different thing. Right, come to the vendors. Now in Excel, I am going to enter the details and I will show you how to copy things from Excel to QuickBooks. Right, so let's open Excel. Right. Now this is much easier, right? So what you have to do is just enter the names of your suppliers in Excel like this. Rounds and Company, and then Roger and Sons, and then Swadeshi Industries, in Selinco, now values. $45,000, then another 30,000. Do not keep blank spaces. I mean blank columns. In close by columns, you have to write all the values. So they see 30,000 and finally selling LNT 20,000. Then the date. There is no date. 1st of April 2022. Same date. You need to copy to the other areas also. So like that, enter the values in Excel. Right. I am doing this because I wanted to share with you the way of creating the customer balances, sorry, supply balances and the supply creation from Excel to QuickBooks, copying data from Excel to QuickBooks. So this method is available even with the customer creation and the item creation also. But with the suppliers, I will do this example. Then you can understand. Now date format. Sometimes you might finding error with the date format when you copy that. Therefore, change the date format. Come to home. I think all of you know where to change the cell formattings. So go to more number formats from there. Taking in the more number formats. Change the format. Now currently it is saying date, month, year. So take the month to the corner. Take month to the corner. Then date, then year. Change the date format like this. Right. Now say okay. Now you have to copy this and let me show you how to make the arrangements in the center to get this done. So come to new vendor, add multiple vendors. It again in Excel mean Dishok now just enter these values. May values ටික දාගන්න තියෙන්නේ. You need to enter these values in Excel. Okay. And change the date format of the last column to month. I will show you here month, date, year මේ format එක හදාගන්න. Right? Right. Now come to this new vendor, add multiple vendors. New vendor, add multiple vendors. Now you will get completely different screen when you go to add multiple vendors. Now this has column wise data. Lot of unrequired, now lot of unnecessary data columns also there. Therefore you can come to customize columns. Methaning in customize columns. Come to customize columns. So in Excel, actually nothing big. What I did was this column, I went to format cells, more number formats. Please come to format cells, more number formats. Right, from more number formats, go to the type box and write like this. That's all you need to do in Excel. Right, hope you have done now. Then say okay. Right. Okay, Disho. Right. Now come to customize columns. Customize columns. And in customize column, you can see available columns on the left side and chosen columns on the right side. So at the middle, you have some buttons. So remove all the chosen columns. Remove all the chosen columns. Only we require vendor name, vendor balance, and the as of date. So add them to the right side. Then say okay. Now it is ready to copy and paste. Okay, Dishok. So in the vendor center, go to new. In the vendor center, go to new and take add multiple vendors. Okay. Are the right now after doing that, go on the right side of the next window, you have customize columns. So click on customize columns. In the customize columns, remove all the things on the right side and only keep vendor name, balance, and the as of date. Only keep vendor name, vendor balance, and the as of date. All the other details you have to remove. You can use the buttons in the middle. Right in the middle, you have add remove button. So use the remove button to remove the content, remove the fields. After completing that, say okay. Right. Hope you have done now this thing. Say okay. Now that copied things you have to paste here. Just choose Control and V. With that you can paste. Copy it from here. Meaning copy karaganna. Copy it here and paste. Meaning to paste kalada. And paste the content. Right. Now say save changes. Save changes. You will receive a message 4 vendor records have been saved. Say okay and say close. So that's how you create the suppliers using multiple list entries.
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Yes.
can you click Selinco LNT? Can you click Selinco LNT?
Why?
No, sir. There in my one, the dates are been changed. That means it has been come to order. First.
Starts working like honey.
No, now date change in the sense, did you use the correct dates in Excel?
Yes, sir.
Then date would be fine. So you just come and see here. Here in the transaction where the date is incorrect.
No, sir. In my Excel, it has updated. That's right.
Right. Now, okay, no?
Yeah, sir.
If anything, you can open the transaction and change. Right. From reports, you can go
Sir.
to, yes.
So how to avoid changing that date? That means in the Excel.
Yeah. See now, for example, for Selinco LNT, select Selinco LNT, and here is the bill. So double click and open the bill. Then you can apply the changes. This is the deal. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right now, come to vendor and payables. You can take AP aging summary report. Right, so this is the report, 125,000. Right. Now take back the trial balance. Go to accountant and taxes trial balance. Right. Now you can see trade debtors and creditors has updated. Creditors account and the trade debtors accounts now has updated with the amounts because of the customer and supplier creation. Right. So hope now during the today's session everyone be able to do up to this level. Now those who are not now next week we'll continue with the same company. May company come up continue karamu next week. Right. So now not required to save anything because everything will save real time. Right. So simply now just close this company and this is the final trial balance as of now. Next week we will continue with the inventory values. Now those who unable to install the QuickBooks today, please install during the week and practice this. Make a practice karagana balanna up to this point. May වෙනකන් ටික practice කරගන්න බලන්න. Around Tuesday I will share the recorded session because now our Zoom cloud recording has over limit now. Therefore I put this to the local machine. So then I need to upload that and share. So it takes time. So we'll give you I can share now. Ruhamain asked for the contact number, so I can share the number, but don't make voice calls. You can message through WhatsApp. You can message me regarding any question. Right. So voice calls now. Sometimes now, if I'm in lectures, I'm unable to answer the voice calls. Now, even today also, you might experience that time to time I am going mute. Reason is getting so many calls to this number. So that is the reason. So we can create a WhatsApp group, Sanjay. Then now, for example, if someone asks question, then everyone, sometimes a lot of questions are coming in when, you know, now individually, if you can send me a message, that would be ideal. If you need, we can create a WhatsApp group, doesn't matter. Right, I will create a group and I will share the link. Then
Okay.
if you like, you can join. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Otherwise, because some students, they don't like to be share their number everywhere. That is the reason. So I will create a group and if you like to join, you can join. Otherwise, privately, you can message me. Right, then
Okay.
we'll stop with that.
Sir, are you sending that WhatsApp group through the email?
Yeah, I will send a link. If you like, you can click and come to the group. Right.
Okay.
Okay, then I will stop for the day. Next day, Sunday, I'm not resharing the link, same Zoom link for the next week.